How to make a radial blur in Premiere Pro. Let's get into it. Start by importing your footage, then head up to Effects and search for Blur, then drag this focus blur effect onto your clip. It will start to take effect, but you can customize this. Next, come into Effect Controls, scroll down and you will see the focus blur settings. Here you can configure a bunch of different things, or you can choose Surprise Me if you want to try out different styles. So blur amount determines how intense the blur is for your video. Everyone's preferences are going to be different. Softness determines how soft the blur is on your video. Again, you're going to need to configure this to suit your own videos. Position changes the position of the blur on your video. You can also determine this by changing the anchor point. So if we click onto position, this is going to load up this anchor point, which we can move around the video to suit where you want it to be. So I'm going to put this on this biker's head for this instance. The width setting determines the width of the blur. So if you want it to fit a particular size. The height also determines the height of the blur, similar to the width. So for my example, I want it to cover this cyclist. Scale determines the scale of the blur on your video. You're going to have to tweak this to suit your own video's needs. Roundness determines how round the blur is, so you can have it pointy like this, or super round and soft like this, more radial. Feather determines the feather between your footage and the blur. If you want it to be intense, you can bring this all the way down, or if you want it to be subtle, you can bring this all the way up. Gain allows you to increase or decrease the exposure surrounding your blur if you want to go for that kind of effect, and chromatic aberration allows you to add a more stylized effect to your video. You do also have the option to invert the focus if you want to, depending on what you want for your project. So with all of that configured, we can now play this back, and that's all there is to it.